Damn the heavens for the fools I lead. I am destined to suffer for their incompetence, and I have one man to blame for it. Shin. The old scorpion had one of his followers shatter a spirit shard during training. There are ghosts everywhere. I've lost 8 slaves and 3 acolytes to them. You, New Blood, get over there and occupy those ghosts until I can get real Lotus assassins to clean them up. Golem production cannot be delayed by this.
He has no confidence in you. He does not know your worth.
Go on. It's your first sacrifice for your new life. I'm sure it will be glorious.
Greetings, young Lotus acolyte. I am the keeper of the archive. What can this humble servant of the Order do for you?
How long have you kept your archive?
Our Order has existed for 20 years. I have chronicled our new role and rise to glory. Much is mundane, minor shifts in power, the results of various campaigns. True secrets are held only in the minds of Grand Inquisitor Gia and Death's Hand.
I want to ask about what is in the archive.
I will answer within the limits of what someone of your ranking is permitted to know. Recent or old entries, you must give specifics.
Tell me about the time the Order was formed.
You are permitted to know that Death's Hand returned from Dirge as the Emperor's trusted confidant after all others around him proved to be traitors. After defeating the Drought, the Emperor was no longer a slave to the natural order of things. He needed utterly loyal disciples to replace and kill doubters. The Order of the Lotus was quickly transformed from its weak role under Prince Qin. Death's Hand was the new way, and those who disagreed were destroyed.
No one questioned such a brutal change.
All who did were killed, except one who first hid his doubt. On a mission to cleanse a traitor's family, he rejected Death's Hand and turned on his fellows. The bodies were unrecognizable. More have died to him over the years, but few remain who know his face. He was our most skilled, most vicious, and most hated.
So this rogue assassin escaped punishment?
He escaped death, but there is no greater penalty for a Lotus assassin than to be removed from the sight of Death's Hand and our Emperor. No doubt many of his years have been worse than death. Once you are truly indoctrinated, you will know the hunger to serve that such loyalty brings.
What was this rogue assassin called?
His name is not spoken to the acolytes. You must understand that to oppose Death's Hand is to lose all connection to your masters. Even if you live, you do not exist. There are few fates worse than being reduced to nothing. Lotus assassins can belong nowhere else. Service to Death's Hand is your life.
What was so different in the way you were trained?
Master Gong has been lax in indoctrinating you. No doubt he wants to make use of your fiery disposition before stripping you of it. You will come to understand. Soon you will have nothing else but your life here. Your role as a Lotus assassin leaves no room for anything other than loyalty to Death's Hand and the Emperor.
Now let's go back to my other questions.
I will answer within the limits of what someone of your ranking is permitted to know. Recent or old entries, you must give specifics.
Tell me about recent campaigns.
Slaves continue to be brought to the fortress from the wall and unimportant villages that have no voice to object. Our golem force continues to grow. Operations in Tien's Landing have temporarily halted, but we received glorious news that a hated enemy of the Emperor has been delivered to the palace. The accomplices who hid him were butchered, their pitiful village razed. We look forward to a day when all who oppose our masters are dealt with.
Who was this enemy?
It is unimportant. All that matters is that he was caught. We don't need to know any more than that. It is a glorious validation of all that we do to serve our masters.
Let's go back to my other questions.
I will answer within the limits of what someone of your ranking is permitted to know. Recent or old entries, you must give specifics.
Tell me about the Lotus assassin leadership.
All you are allowed to know of your masters is that Death's Hand is the will of the Emperor, and Grand Inquisitor Gia rules this place for him. Obey their wishes when they are made apparent to you, or you will be destroyed. That is all an acolyte needs to understand. You may, however, ask about your Master Gong. He is not important enough to warrant secrecy.
Tell me about Master Gang.
A thoroughly average assassin relegated to indoctrinating acolytes due to his failure to demonstrate leadership qualities. He is not well liked. His mediocrity is magnified by the successes of Master Shin, an assassin who arrived at the same time and has catapulted through the ranks. Coincidentally, Master Shin is the one who personally documented many of Gong's failures. There is, of course, nothing strange about this.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Acolyte. Serve our masters well.
The Grand Inquisitor's will. In your obedience to Death's Hand, do not neglect to heed the complex demands of our Mistress Gia. Second in glory only to the hand of Death himself. Our Mistress demands that all her servants think clearly and completely in all that they do. She expects that all Lotus assassins exercise their minds as thoroughly as they suppress the impulses of their hearts. As Grand Inquisitor, Mistress Gia knows all things that happen within the fortress and without. Not even the deepest secrets of the most remote places in the Empire escape her knowledge. Mistress Gia demands that we be cunning, ruthless, and complete in our loyalty to her master and ours, Death's Hand. To disrespect her is to disrespect the Empire, the Emperor, and Death's Hand himself. The undeniable fire. Of all threats the young Jade Empire faced, the greatest was the barbarian warlord Zheng Sai, titled The Tree That Defies the Fire. Zheng Sai managed to organize the barbaric horse lords into an efficient and deadly machine of warfare, conquering much of the lands to the west and north of the Empire before coming to bear on the borders of the Jade Empire itself. Zheng Sai, whose savagery denied even the great wall built to keep his people out, led his hungry, maddened people to attack our fledgling empire in a rabid attempt to destroy all that would become our advanced and prosperous civilization. So vicious and deadly was Zheng Sai's attack that it roused the insular spirit monks from their temple in the land of howling spirits to come to the Empire's aid. Left unconquered by the devouring Horse Lord army, the monks of Dirge stood alongside the Empire and, in great battle recounted by sages, playwrights, and scholars around the known world, laid waste to Zheng Sai and his ravenous army of wild bowmen. With the help of the monks from Dirge, the Empire finally burned down the tree that defies the fire, and our glorious land has never since faced so deadly a foe. The Way of the Lotus. Many acolytes misinterpret the tenets of the Lotus Assassin Order. Stated simply, there are no tenets save one: obedience. Some believe we preach strength overall, but one must be strong to even be considered for recruitment. We are assassins, not monks. Our order does not teach us as much as act. Leave the teachings to the scholars in their wasteful garden. Our mandate is to serve the will of the Emperor through Death's Hands and Grand Inquisitor Gia. Because they demand strength, we've given them strength. Because they demand cunning, we give them cunning. Most of all, they demand obedience, and so we give them obedience. To do otherwise would be to spit in the eyes of those who hold their spirits in their hands. Acolytes may create philosophical justifications for their lives they have chosen, but in the end, our master's wills are the only truth and the only law we serve.
Another of Gong's weakling acolytes headed to the slaughter. How many have the ghosts killed so far?
11, 12, does it matter? Worthless as one, worthless as a group.
Go on, then. Let's see how you fare. We'll need to sluice the blood out of there by the time they manage to destroy those ghosts.
11, 12, does it matter? Worthless as one, worthless as a group. Go on, then. Let's see how you fare. We'll need to sluice the blood out of there by the time they manage to destroy those ghosts. 11, 12, does it matter? Worthless as one, worthless as a group.
We'll need to sluice the blood out of there by the time they manage to destroy those ghosts.
So Gong has an acolyte who can fight.
Ghosts are mindless. I see no real skill in defeating them.
Yes, certainly. Against a real opponent, there would be no doubt of the outcome.
Slink back to Master Gong. We answer to Master Shin, and if you are lucky, this is the last time you will see us.
Uh-huh.
You live? And the ghosts are gone? Well, I did not expect this. It would seem that I have a competent acolyte for once. Interesting. Recruits are rarely of use before we strip them of their outside identities, but you beg a more interesting application. Could you be the one I have waited for?
I welcome the compliment. I hope I serve you well.
Your duties would normally include a period of deprivation in a cell until every hint of self and identity was stripped away. It is a draining, brutal awakening. I need a favored protege, someone willing to risk everything in my service. I will preserve your intellect, allow your inventive mind to remain, in exchange for 2 tasks. One is your duty anyway. The other is something to secure your future at the heart of the assassins. Lotus acolytes are utterly expendable. You deserve better.
So, favored students are spared some pain. I agree.
You must operate the soul extractor, past the room where you fought the ghosts. In the coming weeks, you will help swell the ranks of the Empire's glorious Golem army. Golems are fueled by the souls of the dead. The recently dead, it turns out, make far more obedient and powerful golems, especially if brutally killed. We no longer mine the necropolis for souls that linger near their resting place. We butcher slaves instead, and extract their souls into spirit shards. Tonight we require a shard of exceptional quality for a Jade Golem that will control the latest battalion of golems. You will oversee this in the extraction chamber.
And what is the second task, Master Gang?
You clearly deserve better than the short life of a regular acolyte. Your ability surprised me. Use it to surprise the others as well. Help me gain the power to help you. Kill Master Shin, my superior.
It cannot be as simple as that, or he would be dead now.
You are perceptive. It is a tricky matter and therefore a good test for an otherwise expendable acolyte. Your kind die often in the machinations between masters.
We are tools to be cast aside, but if it gets us closer to our goal, we need to do as he says.
The politics of the Lotus Assassin Order are complicated. It's all right if murder is suspected, so long as it appears deserved because of incompetence.
How do I go about doing that?
That is your task to figure out, Acolyte. This is a dangerous place. Find a way for him to have an accident that disgraces him. I, of course, must not be implicated. Talk to my acolytes at their stations, in the Golem Press Room and the Soul Extractor. These are dangerous machines. Find a sharp corner Shin can crack his temple on. Return to me when you have an idea for an appropriate accident. I don't care what it is, as long as there is a corpse for me to gloat over in the end.
Goodbye for now.
Remember your tasks, Acolyte. Create a spirit shard in the extraction chamber for the Jade Golem, and find a creative way to kill and disgrace Master Shin. You can also seek training from Acolyte Trainer Guang. I'm sure you are her superior, but she might have something of use to you.
Acolyte of Gongs, So am I. Let's identify what training you need by sparring for a short time. Let's keep it non-lethal for now. We find you have enough enemies in this place. We acolytes are utterly expendable.
Very well. That's par.
Good. Remember, no killing blows. I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to practice those later. Well, you would appear to have more than a passing knowledge of combat. I could almost see some kind of flaw, but I was clearly outclassed.
Yes, you were. I knew this acolyte was something special, but I didn't think my trainer would be made to look like a fool. You, new blood, you will be the trainer now. When I am promoted, you will train all my acolytes. You, assist him if you can even do that.
It would seem that you have taken over my duties. I will still serve as an advisor, as Master Gong ordered. There are techniques I can share.
I apologize for taking your position.
In truth, I did not like being a trainer. Life for any of Master Gong's acolytes is rough and short, but especially so for trainers. Master Shin sees to that. My duties, your duties now, include training Master Shin's personal entourage. In the past, if a trainer was too good, Shin had that trainer killed to keep Gong weak. I think one member of his entourage is a full Lotus assassin. I have survived by appearing unimportant and staying out of the fight between Gong and Shin.
Would there be an outcry if one of Shin's entourage died during training?
Accidents happen, and even the attendants in his entourage are just acolytes, and therefore are utterly expendable. There would not be much fuss. However, you would probably find yourself training the hidden Lotus assassin in the next bout. Any skilled acolytes under Gong are quickly disposed of.
How did you come to join the assassins?
I showed my ability in the arena, and when I asked, their recruiter agreed. I have only one skill, and this was the best place to exploit it.
What ability do you mean?
Combat. Killing. The army was too strict. The arena too tame. Here, when they want an enemy destroyed, that enemy is destroyed. Sometimes family and all. We are all here for one reason, and that includes you. We are killers, plain and simple. There are no Lotus assassins with hearts of gold.
Who am I supposed to train?
You're in a hurry to make enemies, aren't you? Very well. Master Shin has a new attendant in his entourage who's supposed to be trained. Attendant Kiton. She is replacing one of the acolytes who did not return from Tian's Landing. There was no explanation. I assume he was weak and was discarded. You can find her and all of the other attendants by the doors to the inner chambers. They wait there for when Shin leaves to inspect new slave shipments.
What training services can you provide?
I have learned a number of techniques.
I want to get rid of all of them. How many can I fight at once?
Are you mad? Well, it doesn't matter. You must train one at a time. If you seem to be too strong a target, I'm sure they will accommodate your death wish.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. If you wish to begin your likely short career as trainer, Attendant Kiton waits with her fellows at the doors to the inner chambers. I'll say this. If you are going to try and fight them, hold nothing back. They will be trying to kill you.
So, you are the new trainer. You think you have something to show us? Master Shin has us test each of Gong's trainers to make sure they're skilled.
But not too skilled. Am I your next student? I assure you, I am more than capable of defending myself. I was made an attendant because of my skills.
You better be competent. If not, you might have an accident.
Is that so? I would be more concerned about yourself if I were you. Let's move this fight to the Hall of Induction so I have room to enjoy this.
either brave or foolish. I warned you that appearing too strong would make you a target of Shin's attendants. Actually killing one will incite them further. I would be very careful if you intend on continuing to train the others. They will not let the death of Keaton go unanswered.
Three more to go and Shin is helpless if called to fight.
What? That is your plan? I wish you luck, but I'm staying well out of the way. This is going to get really ugly.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Your next and likely final training partner is waiting by the inner chamber doors. Attendant Kai Feng. Do not hold back. Good luck.
You killed Keaton. The life of an acolyte is forfeit when they walk into this place, yes. But for one of Gong's ragged minions to do this is unforgivable.
Do you think you can make such an insult and disguise it as a simple training mishap? You are a fool.
If you are ready, trainer, your next student is waiting. It is my task to make examples of Gong's acolytes who show too much promise.
I'm ready. Come, Kai Feng. Let us see how skilled you are.
My skills are above question. Gong is about to lose another of his pitiful acolytes. Come, let's move to the hall, and I will end this.
You killed Kai Feng? But he was fully trained.
Such insolence will not go unpunished. We'll make an example of you soon enough. Your corpse will be dragged before your master.
But Kai Feng was a full assassin. How could he have fallen?
Shut up. This fool will pay. You'll see. You'll regret this. Lotus Acolyte of Gong, we must make an example of you. You have insulted the attendants of Master Shin's entourage.
The masters do not care whether acolytes live or die, so it is up to us to avenge the deaths of our fellows.
We will not appear weak. We are the attendants of Master Shin. You will die as penance for your insult.
Numbers mean nothing, attendants. I will destroy you all.
Your death will be an example to all of Gong's fools.
Long sword! My God! That was an impressive display, Acolyte. I've never seen Shin's attendants so handily dismissed. Master Shin's enemies are probably very impressed with your actions. I can only speculate, of course.
I do not like how he hides behind us, a coward in commander's robes.
I marvel at your ability. You show no fear of the enemies you make. You will do well here. You have no more acolytes to train for now. Is there anything else you need?
Nope. See ya.
Goodbye, acolyte.
Onawair sunpunao, poko narawairu.
My own demons distract me in this place, but I hold no love for your new master or the master above him. If you kill one, why not two? Distractions are the key to weakness in a target. If you look to the future, Master Gong will have his plans come crashing down on him.
Massive! Who knew the assassins were constructing it in my father's tomb?
Jade Empire Bestiary Volume 2, A Thought on Golems. Till recently, very little was known about golems. Those few people skilled enough to craft golems keep their secrets carefully. Powerful and deadly foes, golems are feared throughout the Empire. Though their workings remain a mystery, there are several useful characteristics worth noting about these formidable opponents. These man-made beasts are immune to most types of magic. Their solid exteriors are best attacked with equally strong forces. Weapons and strength are the best ways to defeat these dangerous adversaries.
So, you are the new Lotus Acolyte under Master Gong. No one else has reason to be here. He was quick to favor you. New recruits are typically held in isolation. I will instruct you on the use of the golem press and crane. Forming the golems is an honored task that elevates us above slaves and mere servants. Press is simple to use. Using this machine, we can create a legion of warrior golems in a day.
Death's Hand has great power. We need proof of this from the inner chambers.
Our power must be growing at an incredible rate.
This is only one step. Here we create husks devoid of energy. Each golem needs a spirit shard to move, and a jade golem must guide them all. For each shard, a spirit must be reduced to its essence. For a time we used those that lingered near their graves, mining them as if they were silver. No longer. The recently dead make a stronger, more obedient golem, if the death is painful. With a jade golem guiding them, legions act as one, utterly obedient. The extraction chamber is a far more interesting place to work. The screams over there are music. Here we have only the creaking of clay.
The machine looks dangerous. Have accidents claimed any lives?
You nearly saw one as you entered, but they are rare. Falling victim to an obvious danger like a dropped golem or worse, the press, would take a monumental fool. The machines are loud and you can see the operator from anywhere in the room. A past victim of the press suffered more damage after the incident than during it. Reputations are very important in the Lotus Assassin Order. Falling victim to the press would cause a loss in status almost fatal in and of itself.
Tell me about the different golems.
You do not need to know much. We can make husks right now, but there will be no more spirit shards until the Jade Golem is completed.
You kill people to make shards for the golems?
The average citizen of the Empire is worthless. They're nothing more than cattle. In this, they can at least serve some useful purpose.
And why is the Jade Golem special?
Very few are made. They're expensive and difficult to construct, but they are also essential. A single Jade Golem can direct and pacify a legion of others.
What do you mean by direct and pacify?
One or two golems can be controlled by will alone, but larger numbers are unwieldy. They grow confused, their wills creeping back and bringing madness. Jade Golems keep order. Command a Jade Golem and you command them all. The current legion has not yet been assigned a Jade Golem. Master Gong will probably order you to help with that, if he has not done so already.
Goodbye for now.
I will return to my tasks.
Acolyte, why have you chosen to disturb me instead of working on the tasks I have set before you?
Master Shin would be disgraced if killed by the golem press.
An interesting idea. It has happened before, and the victim was certainly considered a fool for letting it occur. But it's impossible. You may as well try and drop one of the golems on him. He would never be so distracted as to enter the press. We are Lotus assassins, after all.
He could meet his end elsewhere. Something could be arranged.
A possibility. But Shin does not leave the inner chambers often, only to inspect the new slave shipments arriving in the Hall of Induction. You would have to close a great many eyes to get away with an assassination in the hall and moving the body to the press, but it would certainly send a message. The hall cleared of all witnesses, the press operator distracted, and the slave shipment stopped outside in the necropolis before it arrives. A daunting list of tasks. Do it quietly, but use force where you must. Succeed, and I will introduce you to Grand Inquisitor Jia in the inner chambers. A rare honor for an acolyte.
Goodbye for now.
Remember your tasks, acolyte. Create a spirit shard in the extraction chamber for the Jade Golem, and find a creative way to kill and disgrace Master Shin. I am sure I can count on you.
What do you want?
I need to relieve you at this post. You must leave the room.
Is that so? Why should I step aside for a new blood acolyte? I have my own position to think about, and I will not be so easily replaced. If you bring an order from Master Gang, I will relent, as he is my master too. Until then, I am not moving.
Your position depends on Master Gang's. I can raise him if there are no prying eyes.
I see. The ways of the Order are mysterious and brutal. If an opening is created away from witnesses, all of us under him will benefit. I understand. I will tend to the golems that are being readied for the Jade Golem's command. I do not think I will be able to return to this room today. But a thought occurs to me. If one opening raises us all, 2 openings will raise us further. If something were to befall the good master, just something you might want to ponder.
Are you the student I am waiting for? I can't delay any longer. I cannot miss the window of opportunity for a summoning. As I was saying, golems are playthings, devoid of cunning. The latest stockpile stands idle, waiting for a Jade Golem to make them useful. A waste. I will show Grand Inquisitor Jia that tapping the spirit realm for servants is more efficient. Witness as I effortlessly summon an able minion from the void.
What preparations have you made?
There are hardly any preparations needed, Acolyte. They want to serve. They tell me so. Golems want nothing. Watch and learn. Ukir sitaka wuwir, wosayir yufraun! No, no! This isn't right! Destroy them! You saw nothing of this. Nothing. I have to continue my research before Gia knows of my failure. Oh, I know it can work.
You want now, Acolyte? Unless the press is damaged, you have no reason to speak with us.
What could cause a machine as sophisticated as the press to break down?
You are right to marvel at its stability. It is a machine in balance. Only errors of its operators have damaged it before.
Several foolish acolytes were killed for damaging it. It's not so hard to use properly. All you do is work the crane and occasionally add phoenix oil to the material selector.
The measure of oil has been wrong too often. Kia Jong gives it out too freely. I will see to it that your kind are only given pre-measured containers of it.
What is phoenix oil? Where does it come from?
Gong needs to better train his acolytes. You were obviously rushed through the initiation process.
Phoenix oil is a viscous liquid that burns at an incredible temperature. It heats the press to cure the golem husks. If there's too much in the machine, it burns too hot. Too little and the golems crumble. The merchant brings the oil from the craftsman of the Golden Delta.
Who built the press?
By the will of the Emperor, Death's Hand had it created.
With parts stolen from some great celestial furnace.
That's nonsense. Not everything our craftsmen create is stolen or gifted from somewhere else. We have the capability on our own.
Goodbye.
Leave us, Acolyte.
Do you have phoenix oil?
Piershath uk ni uksa ia sun puno kanhon wo ushashia uksa hiaka. Wasafno sositu no ko ota napia ifa ia ok.
Goodbye for now.
Epafawe ea kosawia toa.
Longsword!
What do you want now, Acolyte? Unless the press is damaged, you have no reason to speak with us.
The press malfunctioned. Someone used too much phoenix oil.
What? Which one of you idiots threw off the mixture? It doesn't matter.
3 days calibrating it for perfect clay husks, and some new blood fool ruins it in an instant.
The supports for the mold injectors will be charred. We'll have to find a smith to forge new ones. What a mess.
Will you require assistance?
I don't want any of you stunted acolytes touching them. In fact, I will request that only full-fledged assassins operate the machine from now on.
So much wasted work. If we don't get it fixed, Gia will have us slaughtered.
I know. We need to go to the market district and find a smith. Come on, we're wasting time.
Kakahia wo no kakike ia wo shathia oko uk.
I need this hall cleared. Move to another room.
Aworth utkua wo kokopia kawa ia elwoth. Wo kawa ia tanke ia nano wo ia wasonak.
No, I could just kill you.
Kawa ia a ithino nahipi no feitea. O ia sakahia kan. Sisa ir kustan kufea wo itahia noka wo.
Too late. I'm killing you and setting your slaves free. I don't need your store.
Noka wo ifawea ok. Kun one wipifea.
You there! Stand aside, or risk the ire of the Lotus assassins. These prisoners must be delivered to the fortress to be inspected by Master Shin. I will not allow you to make me late.
I cannot allow this delivery to take place.
And why is that? Keep your reason short, or you'll be dead before you're done.
They will not be delivered. Abandon them or fall, slave driver.
You are mad to test an assassin. I'll kill you where you stand.
Longsword!
Master, are you taking us to the Lotus Assassins?
No, you're free.
What? Thank you. Thank you so much. I knew someone would stop them. Someone kind and honest.
Be safe. Now go.
Let's hope letting them go does no harm to our cause.
Thank you.
Grave-digging business sure is a killer. What do you need?
I want to talk about one of your troublesome ghosts.
What about them?
I dealt with Miss Chan.
Well, that's a relief. Can't have her going off and trying to rip out my eyes or something every time I go around there. I need those eyes. Here's the reward I promised you. Now, if you find any more, remember, I'll pay good money for you to put them back down again. So get out there and get some ghosts. Venerated ancestors. Anything else you want to know about the ghosts?
Not right now.
Oh, well, if you do find one, put it back in the ground. That's when you'll get your money. Is there anything else?
Must be going.
Well, you know where to find me.
What is going on here? Where are my slaves? The golems require spirit shards. And where are my attendants? Delays and laziness will be repaid in blood. No one disobeys the orders of Shen.
I regret that there will be no slaves delivered today, Shin.
You? You are Gang's new acolyte. I see what is happening here. You think to promote your master by threatening me. You are bold, but foolish. You thought to make me vulnerable by killing my attendants and emptying the hall? A miscalculation. I am a favorite of Grand Inquisitor Jia. You will die.
Legendary strike! Longsword!
Terrible tragedy has reached my ears. Our respected Master Shin has met his end in a rather embarrassing fashion. I came quickly after hearing of his stumble. Perhaps it was the cold of the sanctum that made him careless and dulled his senses. Open the press. Unfortunate. I will make certain he's dead, but not from too close. I don't want to share his tragically foolish fate. Yes, quite dead. How unfortunate. We should honor our fallen comrade, but I am distracted by thoughts of who will take his place. I think the choice is obvious.
You are nearing your goal. Grand Inquisitor Jia keeps many secrets in the inner chambers, enough to appease the princess and earn your way to the palace. But you may learn more than she wants to know. I know that I did, many years ago.
If you have something to say, Zhu, now is the time.
You know that Master Li tried to stop his brother and failed. I was not there to witness that, so I only have the details that you are aware of yourself. Hui in Tian's Landing told you that in response to that act, Master Li's wife was condemned to death. She was with child at the time. This I know for certain. I was there. I was one of the elite ordered to kill Master Li's family.
You throw these accusations at your superiors and my father, but we have no reason to believe you.
This is a remarkable admission. Go on.
Death's hand brought the order to kill the family. We were cowards if we could not see the wisdom of his order. It was the will of the Emperor. I could not question the orders. They could not be wrong.
So you did it? You murdered my master's family?
You needed to know my role. Even if you have not proven to me that you are any more thoughtful than those you pursue, I have secrets that will remain mine. But heed a simple warning. If your enemy begins to look familiar, it's not because they are changing. It took me a long time to learn that. I have little use for morals, but honor? I have seen what you will face. Seen his power. I ran once. I hope for your sake you have not shaken my resolve.
You there! You are Master Gong's new Lotus acolyte, correct? Master Gong has kept Grand Inquisitor Jia waiting for too long. Where is he?
Master Gang and Master Shin have resolved their differences poorly.
Fools! They had more important things to do than worry about their personal stations. My station is at risk if Jia does not get her Jade Golem. You were Gong's acolyte? You deal with this, and get me the spirit shard I require. Since your master is dead, you may present it in the ritual.
I will bring it to you soon.
When you have the spirit shard, come to me at the door to the inner chambers. Finish whatever business you have. You will not have time once the ritual commences.
Greetings, Acolyte. I believe I was supposed to be your trainer, but given the rather remarkable deaths that have occurred, I'm sure you don't need my help. I still have some training techniques and resources I can share, but we may as well dispense with formality. What do you need?
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye, Acolyte.
Rule of Shin, a petty man who fell to the wiles of those he subjugated. He will be replaced by Master Gong and... Gong is dead too, isn't he? Well, I'm sure the successor will be determined later. Would you care, Acolyte, to contribute your name to this record? Only to chronicle your alleged involvement, of course.
No names. Record instead that the assassin would soon fall to their own foolishness.
As you wish. Unlike many in our order, I am careful whom I anger. Have you any questions to make of the archive?
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Acolyte. Serve our masters well.
You approach the soul extractor. The assassins want you to create a spirit shard, to crush a life to power a golem puppet. They are very efficient in their brutality now. It wasn't always like this. Fear used to be the primary tactic. Destroy the family of one to ensure the loyalty of all. It caused chaos, uprisings, close allies turning on each other. Those inclined to betrayal fear it the most. Imagine if you could corrupt the machine and return the chaos of disloyalty the Emperor dreads.
Can I ruin their plans and get what I need?
No matter your motives, helping the assassins harms you. If you corrupt the Spirit Shard, you can move forward while also crippling their golems. They seek control. There used to be a chance to disobey when the order given was too harsh. The victims pointlessly innocent. Now there is only obedience. There is something chaotic enough to disrupt that. In the elevator room to come, descend to the deepest mine, to the oldest graves.
What thing will disrupt them? What do you mean?
Just go. The thieves await you. Remember, the deepest mines. They are closed now for being too troublesome. That is where you will find what you need.
You must be Master Gong's latest acolyte. I heard there might be a new recruit, but they typically aren't ready for service so quickly. Stripping a will can take time. But Master Gong is known for being generous to those who please him. You must be quite exceptional to be allowed into service so directly.
Who are you?
I am a Lotus acolyte like you. My name is unimportant. I have not yet earned the right to have a title. I must prove my worth through service here. This device is the Soul Extractor. It has a loftier name, but we are here to glorify Emperor Sun through Death's hand, not pay tribute to some distant celestial lord. It is mounted on an elevator that reaches deep into the necropolis. Until recently, we excavated bodies to extract spirits that lingered near their graves. The results were unpredictable. Now we use slaves. Freshly killed spirits make the best golems. The more painful the death, the better. The extractor is not gentle.
How does this glorify the Emperor? I know we will discover that Death's hand is behind it all.
The machine looks dangerous. Have accidents claimed any lives?
The soul extractor certainly kills whatever is placed within it, but little is left of the victim, so you cannot prove they did not belong there. Only a spirit shard remains. The golem press is far more dangerous, but I have nothing to do with that ungainly device. I prefer the elegance of ripping slaves apart.
I must make a spirit shard for the Jade Golem.
Then you should select a suitable victim for the procedure. I would recommend one of the slaves on the prison level. Selecting from elsewhere could bring unfortunate results, and I would not wish to see you disgraced so early in your time with us. Use the lever to select a floor, and this platform will move there. You are free to go where you wish, but I would avoid the lower mines. They are restless.
So you believe they're dangerous?
The older tombs have spirits that have festered in their hatred for ages. They are not easily controlled. That is why we use slaves to power the golems now. As well, the mines are simply not stable. Tombs can collapse, so we take care not to move too many golems at once, to avoid shaking the foundations of the fortress.
Goodbye.
You should get on with your work. Grand Inquisitor Gia is growing impatient for the Jade Golem to be completed. Select a suitable victim and create a spirit shard.
are you, some new acolyte? I've seen a lot of your kind. I watch over the slaves you deliver to the extractor. The inevitability of their deaths is amusing. Haven't even earned your markings yet, I see. Master Gong must be getting weak to allow you such freedom already.
I can't allow these slaves to remain here.
You tread dangerous ground, acolyte. Unless you plan to speed their processing in the extractor, you risk being punished for your impudence.
Release them. I demand it.
These people are not cattle for you.
You demand it? You are clearly not here as an acolyte. If you want to die for these scrawny dogs, so be it.
You have given us a chance. Please let us out. We are free, if only for a little while. There are sure to be other guards. Thank you for what you have done. But I'm not sure where to go now.
The mine. The smaller one. Remember? Before they stopped digging out the graves, there was light from the surface coming in. I heard someone got away once. I don't know if they made it out of the necropolis, but it is a chance.
I will remove the guard when I'm done with the extractor.
Thank you. I don't think we would have a chance without you.
I'm freeing the slaves. I killed the guard.
It is not your place to decide for these people.
What? Have you lost your mind? Well, you're about to lose your life as well. This is unforgivable, acolyte.
The deep tombs hold malevolent spirits from a time when the Empire nearly fell. Chaotic and powerful, they hunger for revenge. I'm sorry, but I must be sure of what you are.
Legendary.
The assassins use slaves for their golems now, in part because of tombs like this. That was a remnant of the old empire, the spirit of an ancient invading horse lord. Zheng Sai, the tree that defies the fire, was one of many that threatened to level the imperial city. The spirit monks, your people, stopped them, or so they claimed. I gambled that the vengeful spirits of these marauders would sense if you truly are a spirit monk. So many people are not what they seem to be. I had to be certain.
I trust I no longer need to prove myself to you.
I had to be certain. I won't trouble you much longer. Now that you have disrupted Zheng Sai's spirit, you can take his body from his grave and use it in the extractor. Even in life, his kind were devoid of restraint. His spirit is pure chaos. A shard made using his ancient corpse will cripple the Jade Golem and those it commands. Present the shard to your master, and it will earn you passage to the inner chambers. There you will find the information you seek, and you can proceed to the palace. I, however, will not be leaving.
What do you mean, you won't be leaving?
I will make that plain soon enough. Appease your master. When you are ready to enter the inner chambers, I will tell you why your success is so important. This fortress holds many secrets. Some are valuable, some are dangerous, and some are hidden because the dark is where they belong.
Thank you again for your help. We await your signal that it is safe to make our way to the mine. It is our only hope.
The guard is dead. Go now.
Thank you. I did not expect to find a kind soul in this place.
Oh, kawair uksa ir kopi ira taka ano. Kawi kipo. Koni uk afanir wunik ofir atheratir. Aswafa ankri akup kithir.
If more of you want to die at my hand, so be it.
Wo ofno aknatinir sasi ir yawak orui. Wo ofno aknatinir sasi ir yawak orui.
Monster! I am perfection!